So what if the most profound acts of human kindness actually happened, in the shadows, bridging divides that maybe no one thought could be bridged?
That's a powerful opening thought. It really sets the stage.
It does, doesn't it? Today, we're exploring James McBride's novel, The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. We're going to Chicken Hill.
Right, this neighborhood where Jewish and black families lived, well, pretty much side by side.
And it all kind of swirls around this discovery, doesn't it?
Right.
A skeleton found in a well. It hints at secrets.
Deep community secrets, yeah. Unraveling the past.
Exactly. And look, if you're someone who wants to get the heart of complex books like this fairly quickly, there's a YouTube channel called Mindful Moments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do these AI book analyses. Quite interesting, actually. They're designed to spark reflection, get you thinking critically about these kinds of narratives.
That sounds useful for busy people trying to absorb big ideas.
Right. So our goal today really is to uncover how these different groups in Chicken Hill, despite, all their differences, managed to build these, unexpected bonds and act with real compassion.
And what's so striking right from the start in McBride's writing is that sense of interconnectedness he builds. It feels inherent.
How so?
Well, think about the mezuzah found near the skeleton with that personal message. It points to a very human story right at the center of everything.
And the fact that the old man recognizes it instantly.
Exactly. It speaks volumes, doesn't it, about the shared history there, even across those cultural lines within Chicken Hill.
Okay, let's dive into that. We have Moshe, a Jewish immigrant, and his wife Chona. They run the Heaven and Earth Grocery Store.
The namesake store right there in Chicken Hill, a hub.
Yes, a place where these communities mix.
Okay.
And while that skeleton creates this initial mystery, this suspense, the real story, I think, unfolds in these moments of people just helping each other out, unexpectedly.
Precisely. And maybe the most powerful example is the care shown to Dodo.
Nick's nephew, the boy who's deaf.
That's him, deaf and selectively mute. And Shona makes this huge decision to hide him.
To keep him out of Pennhurst, that institution.
Yes, a central act of compassion. But importantly, she wasn't alone in this.
Right, you mentioned the black residents were involved.
Actively involved. They helped protect him. It wasn't just Shona's secret.
And it was more than just keeping quiet, wasn't it? Addie, Nate's wife, she was directly involved in caring for Dodo.
She was. And even observed certain customs after Chona died, which is significant.
And Paper, the local news guy, he was trying to keep Dodo safe too, in his own way.
Right. This cross-racial support around Dodo, it really highlights the unique dynamics of that community.
It really does. So if we step back a bit, you see this pattern emerging, don't you? This inter-community support popping up.
In really unforeseen ways.
Yeah.
Like Reb Flar hiring black workers to build the synagogue, the shul.
Despite the prejudices of the time.
Exactly. He valued their skills. Or think about Isaac, Moshe's cousin.
He defended Moshe, didn't he?
Yeah.
When Moshe opened his theater to black patrons.
He did. Stood up for him. And these might seem like individual actions, but when you put them together...
They paint a picture.
Yeah, they show a community where, practical needs and just basic shared humanity often manage to overcome the societal biases.
And then there's that whole operation at the end of the book, helping Dodo escape Pennhurst.
There was like a secret mission.
It really is. It involves black residents, Miggy the Low-God woman with connections inside Pennhurst, and it ultimately relies on help from Jewish railroad workers. It suggests this sort of hidden network.
A network of kindness operating just beneath the surface.
Yeah. Which raises a question, I think. Beyond just sharing hardship, what was it about Chicken Hill? What, social structures or maybe informal networks allowed these cross-community acts of support to actually happen?
That's a really critical point to explore.
And, for listeners interested in digging deeper into themes like community, prejudice, how these play out in stories, Mindful Moments on YouTube offer some interesting analyses. And there are other podcasts out there, too, that cover similar ground.
Good suggestion, because McBride really illustrates powerfully how shared marginalization can catalyze these unexpected alliances.
Shared marginalization. How so?
Well, both the Jewish community and the black community in Chicken Hill faced prejudice, significant prejudice from the wider, predominantly white society in Potsdam.
Okay, so they were both outsiders in a sense.
Exactly. And that shared experience, combined with living so close together physically, it fostered a sense of, mutual dependence maybe, and empathy.
So when trouble came knocking from the outside.
These informal support systems just kicked in across racial lines. Because they understood each other's vulnerability,
It's
perhaps,
like they built their own social safety net, kind of independent of the outside world.
driven by individual compassion, too.
Like Chona. She didn't seem to see Dodo through a racial lens at all.
No, not at all. He was just someone under her care, someone vulnerable. Her intense protectiveness of him, her complete disregard for the societal prejudices when it came to his well-being, that's absolutely central to this whole theme.
Her actions and the way others supported them.
It demonstrates the power of that individual empathy, doesn't it? How it can challenge and sometimes even overcome those broader societal biases.
So when we reflect on the Heaven and Earth grocery store, what emerges is this really compelling message, I think, about the potential for connection, for kindness to just bloom, even when the social barriers are really high.
Absolutely. The people of Chicken Hill, despite all their differences, despite the prejudices they face constantly,
They've found ways to unite.
repeatedly, to support each other in these really meaningful, sometimes surprising ways, especially when it came to protecting the vulnerable among them.
Yeah, that resilience forged through supporting each other. That's the recurring theme.
It is. Chona and Moshe taking care of Dodo, with their black neighbors actively helping. That's maybe the clearest example.
But not the only one.
Oh, definitely not. We see it in Reb Flar's hiring, like we said. Isaac defending Moshe's open theater. And that collaborative state plan for Dodo at the end.
It's all interwoven, these acts of compassion. Revealing a community, finding strength, finding solidarity, really, in just their shared humanity.
Mm-hmm. Beneath all the divisions.
It leaves you wondering, doesn't it? In our own communities today, are we really seeing the hidden bridges, the kindness being built, maybe quietly, around us?
That's the provocative thought to leave with, isn't it? Are we looking closely enough?
Exactly. So if this exploration of the Heaven and Earth grocery store resonated with you, we really hope you'll subscribe for more discussions like this.
And maybe share it with others who appreciate, infrightful storytelling.
Please do.
Yeah.
And consider picking up a copy of the book. We'll put a link in the description and it supports the author.
And most importantly,
Keep thinking critically about the stories, the narratives that shape how we understand the world around us.